Hey Internet, Eric here. Well, it's Bloody Sunday once again. If you don't know what that is, that concept was created here on YouTube. Um, every Sunday, you just take a specific death from a TV show, movie, cartoon, comic book, what have you, and you make a specific video based on that specific death. I guess is the easiest way to say it. I've done plenty of these since it's this concept's inception. Um, Lots of times I do horror. Every now and then I step out of it, and this week I'm going to step out of horror again. The death I'm going to talk about is from one of my favorite movies growing up, and still one of my favorite movies of all time, Raising Arizona. So obviously, if this movie is, or if this concept is about a death in a specific movie, if you have not seen this movie, watch at your own risk. I'm gonna talk about this movie sometime, but I'll get into more of the plot in that video. But the basic plot of this is Nicolas Cage is a uh, former inmate, falls in love with Holly Hunter, who is a cop. She's the one that takes the mug shots. They fall in love, get married, find out she can't have a baby, so they kidnap one of, what are they, quintuplets? I don't know. Someone has a shitload of babies. They kidnap one, and the rest of the movie is them trying to keep it secret while other people are trying to rescue the baby. Rescue the baby. Um, the death I'm talking about concerns Leonard Smalls. Leonard Smalls is this bounty hunter played by Randall Tex Cobb. Randall Tex Cobb, if you don't know who he is, he's one of the scariest motherfuckers you've ever seen. He plays this bounty hunter, this big, burly, scary-looking biker, disgusting, evil, kills animals, all that type of stuff. And his death happens in the climax of the film. He has finally found Nathan Jr., who is the baby. He's he has come into contact with Nathan Jr. He's got Nathan Jr. Holly Hunter takes him from Randall Tex Cobb, and then Randall is now going to Leonard, is now going to get him back from Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter. It's a really cool fight scene. Uh, Randall Tex Cobb is chasing Holly Hunter on his motorcycle, and he is knocked off with a piece of wood to the face by Nicolas Cage. And Nicolas Cage tells Holly Hunter to take the baby and go to safety. And he's holding up this piece of wood, and Randall just throws a knife at it. Boom! Knife goes right through the wood, close to Nick's face. And then Nicolas Cage, he gives it a look, and he knows he's in trouble. Randall takes out like a long piece of chain, starts swinging around. Nicolas Cage is dry heaving, and it gets into this big fist fight where only Randall Tex Cobb is the only one throwing the fist. He's beating the shit out of Nicolas Cage, and he's spin kicking him, this and that. Nicolas Cage tries to crawl under a car. You get the whole grab the leg, pull him out, and you see the fingers in the dirt type of thing. He lifts up Nicolas Cage, and he's still browbeating, and Nicolas Cage is crying and apologizing, and he lifts up Nicolas Cage in a bear hug, like he lifts Nick off the ground, like, and pulls him back, and he's holding him and squeezing him, and like you see a real cool shot of both actors' legs. Randall's down on the ground, Nicolas is dangling, so he's crushing him to death, and Nicolas Cage is screaming, and Randall Tex Cobb or Leonard Smalls, whatever, is distracted because Nicolas Cage opens up his chest, or like his vest. He opens up Randall's vest. He's got the same tattoo on his heart, I believe, that Nicolas Cage has on his arm. It's like is a Woody Woodpecker tattoo, I think, and that just distracts Randall for some reason. I don't know the basis of the tattoo in the movie, but I'll talk about that more in that video. So he lets Nicolas Cage down, boom, boom, pie facing him. And then he does this, like, uppercut, like, straight out of, like, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Nicolas Cage flies backwards. And now Randall, like I said, he's dressed like a biker. And he's got grenades here. He's got, fucking rifles here, like sawed-off shotguns or whatever you would call them. And he's smoking, like, one of those real thin, I think they're cigarettes, but they look like cigars because they're tan. He's got one of those in his mouth the whole time he's beating the shit out of Nick. So he's looking badass and cool. Pulls out the shotguns. Whoosh, and then Nicolas Cage is just lying on the ground. We get a close-up shot of him, cocking the guns. Looking cool, like, this is Sorry, dude. You know, it is what it is. And then Nicolas Cage, he's laying on the ground, and he lifts up his hand, and hanging off of one of his fingers is a pin to one of the grenades on Randall Tex Cobb's belt of grenades. And it's a great shot. We get a shot close up of Randall Tex Cobb, and he looks down, and the cigarette or cigar or whatever falls out of his mouth. Big line of drool, and he sees that he's got a grenade with no pin on. And then Nicolas Cage says, "I'm sorry." Randall fumbles for the gun with the guns to try to drop him. He's nervous as hell. Nicolas Cage, great shot, has a he's beat up like this, and then suddenly he has a smile, runs away. Right when Randall drops the guns, he grabs the grenade, and you hear this growl. And there's more to that growl later because it makes it seem like Randall came out of hell type of thing, with his entrance. One of the best fucking entrances in a movie, in my opinion, other than like Rumsfeld from The Burbs. Grabs the grenade, hear this growl, boom! Huge explosion. He's destroyed. We see, body parts. No, it's not gory, but we see like his boots fall. We see he used to have his booties that were bronze. They fall. He was wearing them. They fall and they tink on the ground. You hear a baby cry. So, wow. Just gotta say, epic death for a cool, badass character. Leonard Smalls' death, played by Randall Tex Cobb, Raising Arizona. Highly recommend the movie. And if you don't want to watch the movie, I do recommend this. This was back before Nicolas Cage became completely psychotic, and that's what he does now for movies. He's actually really good in this, really likable. But yeah, Randall Tex Cobb's death is one of my favorite deaths from. It sounds bad. I was just gonna say from childhood, from movies, from my childhood. Highly recommend it. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, all that crap. Comment below. Tell me if you've seen this movie. Tell me if you haven't. Don't know what else to say other than cheers.